we all come in with a bone structure, and that's the blueprint of the soul. They sent you to the right body, to the right DNA, and the atmosphere for your soul to grow. And to have these experiences, that's something maybe we've hanging on from many past lives, but at the same time, we don't need to know our past lives because we have enough shit going on in this lifetime.
Hello, welcome to the Mark Attwood Show, Adventures in the Cosmic Suit. How's it going? Yes, I'm wearing a woolly hat. It's not because I'm affected, it's because it's cold, because I live in the west of Ireland. This room has a tiny radiator. Might move studios. What do you think? I've got too many books. That's the problem. This just arrived. Look, The Only Planet of Choice, Essential Briefings from Deep Space. Is there a deep space? This follows the interview I did the other day, which is going to be interesting to have a look at that. Also, this is a book you might want to go and get. Helen Basinger, Emotional Alchemy, The Architecture of Inner Transformation. I did a session with Helen the other day. She's in Brazil, and she's going to come on my show soon, which is going to be nice, isn't it? I got a lot of abuse yesterday on Twitter. It's quite funny waking up to abuse. And what's interesting about it is, well, firstly, I got compared to Compo. Older English people will understand this, but if you're in America, you won't have a clue. Or if you're anywhere else, you probably won't have a clue. But this is Compo. Well, that's the actor who played him. Look, Compo Simonite. I never knew that was his surname. Do I look like that? I suppose I do a bit, yeah. Jesus, I'm getting old. But if that's the best that they can do as an insult, well, you know, did that work? Did I share my screen? I think I did. Let me just check that. I'm not sure I did. So here we go. Yeah, let's just make sure you've seen that picture. Look, there you go. That's Compo. Do I look like that? I guess so. It's amazing. You know, what's interesting about these insults, and somebody called me a specky nonce. I thought that was quite creative. Specky nonce. The man who wrote a poem about paedophilia is a specky nonce. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. I'm not bothered by these things. What's interesting about them is that energetically I can feel that they're AI. That's interesting, isn't it? Yes. Anyway, talking about feeling, I've got a great guest today. My old mate from Costa Rica. Well, she's actually from Canada. But how's it going?
Good, Mark.
Carole Maureen Friesen, my friend. How are you?
I'm well. It's a beautiful day here, and hasn't started raining yet. We're going towards the end of the rainy season, so. Well, we call it the green season, because then we go into like 3-4 months with no rain at all. So.
Oh, what over winter?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it would be our summer.
Yeah. Yes, that would be. That's nice for you.
Yeah.
We just had a little storm here, probably engineered. I don't know. How's it going anyway? You well?
Yes, I'm excellent. Yeah. It took a long time after Ireland and Spain, just coming back in time. It's just like, oh my God. And well, if that's coming back in consciousness, put it that way.
Well, you're a hardy traveler, and you do trot the globe with ease.
Oh yeah.
And it was great having you in. But you were in my kitchen, actually, weren't you?
Yes.
That was a hell of a night. It was a great event, wasn't it?
It was an amazing event. Yeah, just bringing people together, and we all worked with the cold, and things got shuffled around and canceled, and it just sees how flexible everyone is, right?
But yeah, it's a bit different to the monastery in Manchester, but And it was, for those that didn't come or haven't seen the videos, it was, I'm going to put Carole's talk on the YouTube channel because I don't think I've done that yet. Or maybe it is on there. I don't know. I'll have to check. But yeah, it was a freezing cold barn, which was the only place we could get because they do like to close you down. It's amazing how many people capitulate when they get a phone call saying Mark Attwood's a fascist.
Yeah.
Did you see that woman?
Yes. I told her because it said something about, to drink chlorine or something or bleach, whatever it said. Yeah. And I says, well, that's for rookies. I says, I take borax.
I wish she wouldn't have known what that was.
Really? You don't have borax there?
No, she wouldn't have known.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No, we're actually, borax is illegal, kind of illegal to sell in this country. Would you believe?
Really? Wow.
Yeah. So is raw milk. They.
Oh, right.
They don't like it. They don't like anything that's good for you. Isn't that weird?
Amazing.
Isn't that strange? Well, let's just actually on the I'm glad you brought up borax because it's like half a teaspoon a day in water. That's phenomenal, isn't it?
It really is. Like I do about maybe an eighth. I've just started. I mean, I've had it for years, but I think I bought it like 2 years ago, and I just hadn't taken it. And now you're hearing so much more about it that just start. It's
interesting. I think consciousness is driving everything, obviously, and the amount of videos, really useful videos that are popping up, especially on Twitter, like here's a home remedy for this, here's a home remedy for that. I think that's all part of the awakening. It's really, and they're really cool little videos. I like those. Do you see
that? Well, I see them, but it's usually like I make my own comfrey oil, like I infuse it into castor oil. For any bruises or anything, it's the bone knitter. I just dried all this, not mullein, but mugwort, and that's a mugwort, and then I got some mullein.
Isn't that where Harry Potter went to school?
I'm not sure. I've never watched. I've never read Harry Potter, but you mix the two and you smoke it. And it's really, really good for the lungs. It's better than even the tincture. I've got a tincture also. You can make our own tinctures. We've got all the plants here, right? So, planting a lot with, winds of gale is really good for, it's called the bone crusher.
Bone knitter.
No, the comfrey is bone knitter. This one is, stone buster. So it breaks up the kidney stones in the kidney, and that one's called. I don't know the official name, but it's in English. It's gale of the wind.
Ooh, I've just learned something. I love that. Gale of the wind. I'm gonna look that up.
A lot of things grow wild, right? I mean, it depends what part of the world you're in, right? So we don't have mullein down here, but I ordered some, and it works. It clears the lungs.
Philanthus amorus. That's what it's called. Oh, yeah. Central America. Right. I need some of that.
Yeah. All the things we need, right? I set up all around me. First of all, I make sure I have my copper. This is a filtration system with 2 candles in it that filters fluoride out of the water, but they don't put fluoride in the water in Costa Rica. They put it in the salt. Oh, and then, and then this is the hydrogen machine. I think I've told you about it. Sent you a small video.
But that's good. You're doing what I tell everybody to do, which is brilliant.
Yeah, and this machine, it comes with the nostrils that you can breathe it, and then the earphones and goggles are all part of it, that you can hydrate your eyes or your ears, if you have any problems. So, look, all these toys we get, and I first put the water through even though we got the best water in the world, still put it through the copper, and it has to sit in there 8 to 12 hours to infuse it with the copper, and then I put it through the hydrogen machine.
Yeah, well, I got hydrogen's living water here, and then it goes into my copper flask, which I bought about 8 years ago, and then it sits in the kitchen. I do it before I go to bed, and then I wake up in the morning. I've got the best water, first drink of the day.
Yeah.
With a bit of salt, proper salt, not Saxa. Don't get that shit. Yeah, that stuff. Celtic. Yeah. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing how many people we see in the healing center, and that's always the first question: what's your water? What do you drink? And then I say never drink water without salt. They look at me like I'm nuts. Quite often, which I'm used to. But go on.
I carry my own salt with me too, like wherever I go. To restaurants, I'm not using their salt for sure. I mean, it's in the food. Lots you can't help, but
it's tough with restaurants because it's such a lovely thing to do, go out for dinner, but you have no idea what's going on in the background. And one of the the cafes near us, if I eat there, they know that they've got to use real butter for me, but they refuse to stop using the fake butter for everybody else. And I'm like, guys, come on. But it's they're under so much financial pressure that it's kind of they're forced to do it, really. And the other thing about restaurants, my bugbear is when they come out and they're spraying the table with chemicals. Why are you doing that?
Well, they don't. Vinegar and water is usually good enough. I had a bistro and blues bar for 14 years.
I know you did.
Yeah. So I think back of what the things we did in the restaurant, it was always canola oil and the deep fryers, and it still is. A lot of them are still using the seed oils, but that's why I quit eating fried food out, because I know unless they actually advertise it's tallow, but then if you got tallow, then it's the vegans and the vegetarians, right? That
that's the thing that cracks me up about the power of the mind control, and it filters down to restaurant menus, even where they there's a restaurant I know where it's got healthy page, healthy food, and none of it's healthy, but it's they believe it's healthy, so they tell people, and people fall for it. I'll have the healthy option, please.
Yeah.
Really?
Well. So we believe, so we become, right? And
yeah, exactly.
That's kind of what my work is all about. Is
well, let's talk about your work. So I was just looking at we had a few technical difficulties getting this together, but I was looking at your talk in Boyle last month. Yeah. And I introduced you as my medicine woman. In fact, I texted you 2 hours ago and said I've got a headache, and you said rapé. So I went, oh yeah, I forgot about that. So I got the rapé out. I got some great rapé in Spain, and I did that on stage with you, didn't I? Yeah, which is because it's always funny, because I always sneeze, I always overreact, but I love it. It is great. I feel great, and the headache's gone.
I think we waxed you later that night too.
Oh yeah, I need another wax. Yeah. I didn't actually react to that one. Normally, the first time you did that, I screamed.
Wow. The more you do it, it's like pulling out smaller and smaller weeds, if you want to call it that, right? Because in face reading, when it comes in on the temples here, this is our memory lobe. So we're hanging on to past memories, or mom and dad are still chattering in the head. And that's why we want to clear it off, and the face becomes more symmetrical. And then also a lot of people, and especially like East Indian, or will have the hair growing right here, and then we can see that someone has put a thinking cap on them and told them what and how to think and believe. So if you wax that out, it opens up the imagination, because you think of someone's very narrow-minded, but the hair can make you narrow-minded and hold you into memories of the past instead of letting them go. So hair has a lot of meaning in the body psychosomatically, and especially to connect to our emotions. We grow long hair, and the hair are antennas, so it's anchoring to the body. And I think that's why you started growing your hair out a little more, because it does bring you more down to earth. And we say men with beards, they need a tether to hold down the hot air balloon, because they're always way up in their heads, right? And so with the work that I do teach is called Psychosomatic Therapy, and psycho meaning the psyche or the consciousness in the physical flesh, the soma. So we see how much consciousness is that people are in their bodies fully and dealt with things from the past. Otherwise, a lot of people live so much in their head, they don't understand their body, and their body is always trying to communicate, whether it's dis-ease or a pain, or there's always a meaning to something to learn from any challenges we've had within our body, whether it's stepping on a nail or dealing with cancer. I mean, there's always the emotional component, and a lot of people leave out the emotional and the spiritual. They'll deal with the mental and the physical, but they're not incorporating all four. When you look at things psychosomatically, we all come in with a bone structure, and that's the blueprint of the soul. And, they didn't screw up on the other side and send you to the wrong body. They sent you to the right body, to the right DNA and the atmosphere for your soul to grow. And to have these experiences, that's something maybe we've hanging on from many past lives, but at the same time, we don't need to know our past lives because we have enough shit going on in this lifetime.
No
And
shit.
yeah, nice, really good ones. But I mean, if something's happened in the 1400s, let's say, and you got arrows in the back, and so the body in the DNA will remember that in the consciousness, that in modern days we don't use the bow and arrow. You would feel someone's stabbing you in the back or speaking badly behind your back, and then people will start to put a protection on that part of the body. So when we read a body, like we read through the chakra system, so we're looking at issues in every part of the body, and where a person has excess tissue there, what are they covering up? Or if someone has very little tissue in that area, why have they left that part of their body? And they just say, I'm out of here. So there's very little consciousness there because it has to come through the muscle system or the messengers. But, fat or overdeveloped muscles means something different. One's more sensitive or protecting, and we call it yin tissue, versus yang would be very tough, and calves could be this big, and they've been fighting from a really young age. And when you start learning how to read your own body first, what are the messages from your body through what are you built for? Like when we do face, we do overall face shape, prominent feature, hairlines, what does that mean? I have 11-year-olds in my class, and they're actually better face readers than adults because they don't have self-doubt.
Yeah.
And we all understand from childhood that a square is a square and a round is a round. And they have, our structure, all our information is in the structure. What are you built for? Like if you're more rectangular, you're more aspiring to higher things. But if you're more squarish, like a farmer or someone down to earth, they're more practical. We see it in buildings. So it's just bone structure. What are you built for?
Yeah.
And then how have your life experiences fleshes out that bone structure, and then what are you carrying maybe genetically that you're taking on characteristics of either your father or your mother or your lineage. Because often, I can look in the mirror and say, damn it, I look just like my mom, or I look just like my sister there, because you see those characteristics. And so it's just understanding ourselves first and foremost, and where we might want to open a few dark areas of our life because maybe they've been sexually abused. We're going to see usually there's a lot of tissue between the knees and the inner thighs. That's protection of the sacral and sensual sexual energy. And the perineum could even be locked because if someone's been sexually abused, it locks up the perineum because it's connected to the life force that you can do anything in that point because you fear for your life. And so that can lock up too if it's not released properly. A lot of times it is released in childbirth. Will release the perineum if there has been abuse. So, or I've done lots of perineum releases to because they can't get to their own sensual energy because it's so much still in fear, and it's consciousness is held in different parts of the body, because your body is your unconscious mind. What's going on in the background? What are the same patterns maybe you hear as a child? You don't get to work, money doesn't grow on trees, and you start believing those. You're not good enough, and self-worth comes in. So we like to peel all those layers back. And when you learn to read, especially for practitioners, I have a lot of medical intuitives that have come through. They can get through to the person if you can point out where you see something in the body. And I've read thousands of faces at expos. We used to do 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, each person. And you just go through, this is what I see. And it changes people's lives because someone's seen them for the first time, because we're talking to the inner child. We use very simple language to get to the subconscious mind. It's like, if you want to get to a child, you just, you don't have to write a comic book, but you can speak in their language. And so we get through to that essence inside that is our inner sense or our innocence of that inner child, and start living for the 4-year-old. What is the 4-year-old telling you? What is the 5-year-old? When did things happen in your life that you felt maybe Aunt Martha told you to shut up? You can't sing, and the kid never goes into real, opening their voice, and it's affected in the throat chakra. And then they bend over backwards to please others, but it's all in the body. And when you understand these things, then you can change them, because you learn all the different aspects of how to bring more balance in your life, how to love every part of your body, no matter what shape you're in. And because you understand what's buried underneath, so you can start letting those things go. We don't lose weight, because if you lose something, you got to find it again. That's psychosomatic. And then if you just say, well, if you can let go of something, I've let go of the weight, or I've let go of the issues in the tissues, because they're all buried inside there, or lack of. When someone's a skeleton, there's no feelings, but there's nobody home. You're talking head to head. Nobody wants to make love in their head or to another head. You want someone in their body and breathing and understanding their own body, and that they're responsible for their own energy, not someone else pleasing them.
Yeah. I mean, when you did my face reading a few years ago, that was a really good part of my piecing together of myself, which is it's just amazing, actually, because you evolve faster when you have this information.
Well, you pick a path. I mean, and what was the first book you said? Deep what?
Deep what? What do you mean?
The book that you held up, first of all.
Oh, I've got a couple of books here.
No, you said deep something.
Did I?
Okay, it was the first one.
There were Deep Space. No, that was that one.
Oh, Deep Space. There you go. I was thinking right when you said that, deep space is your inner space.
Yeah.
To go there first. I mean, that's, people don't want to go into their issues because it hurts. But you got to stir up the pot. And that's what we do. Even in my online program, they have to inventory their whole life. That means, put in your timelines. Where's all your injuries? What did you like about your mother? What did you like about your father? What didn't you like? Write down all the lovers you've had. And if you can't remember, put question marks and start
I haven't got enough time.
I know we had one woman, Carole, I'm at 349.
Whoa.
I says, well, I sure hope you were charging.
That's too good. That's like almost one for every day of the year. Wow.
Exactly.
Wow.
But I mean, when you do,
that's
like,
a lot.
it's like doing a whole life review and then
Yeah.
working through the issues and what can you change within yourself, and finding what I say, the diamonds in the dog shit, because you learn the lesson from everything then.
Yeah.
And so, because it, oh, that was a challenge, but what did I learn from it? But it was every job you've ever had, to write that
Yeah.
all down.
Yeah.
Where have you all traveled? And it's like, it came off a book I gave my mother one year, called Once Upon a Memory. And when she passed, I found that book, and it was quite a bit of writing in it. Wasn't full for sure, but she always loved bananas, were her favorite fruit. In the old folks' home, we knew if we gave her a banana, she would eat. So yeah, I mean, this is to do our own life review tells us, you sit back after a while, say, I've had a pretty good life, or maybe these are areas I need to work on.
That one, is it this book? No, probably not.
No,
that looks like a kid's book. Oops. Anyway, I was just interested to find that. But yeah, absolutely. And it's I mean, what you're talking about is a very personal journey, but it's also on a micro level exactly what's going on with the whole of humanity right now, isn't it? Because we're going, all the dark places are coming to the surface, and we're having to collectively face those in order to evolve, aren't we? So it does start with you.
It's looking at our own life first and foremost. I mean, it's putting on your own, mask first, then assist others. So it's you just become a stronger you, and you're going to stand up for your values, and you're going to start using your spinal column. You're going to start eating healthier. You're going to start coming and getting some therapies done, whatever level it is. And we all just have to keep moving and keep aligning ourselves. But, a lot of people are out there, they're not even in their bodies. You see it all the time. How can we stand in pride and dignity? But we got to let go of the issues, because if the memory is in the muscle.
I'm getting a tingle as you say that. And I'm just going to tell the viewers, Carole lives in my head, because whenever I'm anywhere standing still, I always check down at my feet, make sure they're pointing forward. And so yeah, you appear in my head quite often. She's having a little cough there. I had a little cough earlier. It's okay. Oh yeah, please don't die on the show. That wouldn't be good. Come on, Carole, back to life.
Yeah, I know. I swallowed wrong.
We've all done that.
Yeah.
Well, some of us.
So that's that's an online training that I have.
Where do people get that? Lightworkersinstitute.com?
thelightworkersinstitute.com.
But you do. I mean, people that are watching this that don't know, you've also got. I mean, you had that bar in Canada, and then you went to Costa Rica, I call it, and Costa Rica, and I don't know, you're on a mountainside with a load of houses and a retreat center. What's that? That's called what do you call that?
Heaven and Earth Sanctuary.com.
Heaven and Earth. I mean, I'm ashamed to say I haven't been yet, but I will be going at some point. And you run retreats, you run training courses.
Yeah, mine is training, and then I rent out to other facilitators. And there's lots of great things on the mountain. We just put in a sweat lodge.
Yeah, no, you left me a message saying you'd done that the other day, and that's one thing I want to build. So,
we were doing, the sweat lodge was there, but we were doing the gardens. We laid down, so all the sod, or the turf, if you want to call it, the grass, because it's on the different part of the property, but it's, down by the river on my property, but it's a community garden. I had a woman that wanted to pass away here, and her name was Grandma Rainbow. And so we're calling it Grandma Rainbow's Garden. So
this is the website, yeah?
Yeah.
This has changed since I last looked at it. Has it? I don't know.
No.
I know. I recognize that. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, well, you got anything? Have you got something coming up?
Well, what I do, it's not mandatory to do the online training, to come and do a 2-week training with me. And we everyone learns to read a face in a day. You learn how to read a body step by step. It's a huge manual, and it's part of the Psychosomatic Therapy College in Australia. I worked with the founder for 14 years. I brought him into Canada in the United States and traveled with him and taught with him. So yeah, everyone learns to read a body head to toe, including feet reading. And then we've got language of the hands. Everyone learns how, when was the last time you spent a whole day marveling at these hands? It's like a kid
I was
coming
doing it
into
today.
the flesh. Yeah.
I was doing it today because I've got the M, the double M, and I was talking about it today. And
Yeah, we look at the chakras and where things are in the hands, or lack of tissue in certain areas. Like this is ambition finger, and it's intellect, financial success, and self-expression. So if that ring is too tight, you might want to cut it off or get a good divorce lawyer, because this is a ring around your self-expression in a wedding band.
Yeah. Well, I've just been wearing this one because it's got magnets in it and it's connected to the liver as well, isn't it? This finger.
Yeah.
So I was increasing
Ambition
flow,
is
but as you said that, and you said it was connected to finances and stuff, I was like, shit, it's copper. I need a gold ring on there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, a lot of people, the first thing they'll do is look, and often this can be very, the energy is stuck here. So this can be very, very small. We kind of, as we think, because the fingers are all mental, where this is physical. This is base, sacral, solar plex, heart, third eye. Throat, third eye, and crown. That's your fingerprint. So, and then the feet, the toes are this big. That's all mental. And coming from the pad of the foot, that's all physical, because now you're grounding. Where here, this is 50-50, the heart chakra is the point of balance. And the arms are, our senses is touch through the heart chakra. A lot of people say, where our sight, how we see life, is through the solar plexus. It's through our ego, or our identity, and our fire. And because we're seeing the world with those lenses on from your life experiences. We all have very different life experiences. Depends.
Well, I was going to ask you, how your journey to becoming this knowledgeable, how did you start out and how did you get to this point?
Well, the first thing, I sold my bistro and blues bar because I'd read the Celestine prophecy. So I thought, I better go on my spiritual journey, right?
What year was that?
That would have been, I sold in 1999, so probably 1998, somewhere in there.
Did I tell you my Celestine prophecy story?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now there's going to be people saying, tell us, Mark, tell us.
Yeah. Well, go ahead.
Well, I got handed the Celestine prophecy in Sarasota, Florida, by an amazing artist called Ruth Harley. And it changed my life. And then it was when we were on Truth Tour, and I was in the car with Janine and Bruce and Natalie, and we pulled over in this Indian reservation shop or something like that. And that's when I got out of the car and I took my boots off and I was stood there grounding with my feet pointed straight forward, full of rapé, and with no hair here because Carole had been at me. And then this beautiful Native American girl came up to me and she just said, "My people say we are walking through a dream we've already had." And then she walked off. And I was like, oh, this is a special day. And then and then there was an older Native American woman who came up to me and blessed me in the gas station and gave me a band, and then it turns out she was the woman in the 70s who'd stopped a nuclear waste dump being put on the reservation. So she was about 90. I mean, she was unbelievable. And I got in the car and said, This is like being in the Celestine prophecy. That's what I said in the car. And then I got a text message from a friend who said, "Oh, by the way, the writer of the Celestine prophecy, this is his phone number or this is his email address. Wants you to contact him." And I was like, "Wow, what a day! That was an amazing day."
Redfield or Redcliffe or what was it?
I'm going to have to look it up now because it's James. It's James, isn't it? James Redfield. I'll probably get shouted at now. I'm getting really bad with names, and I even got Ethan Lucas right. I said Ethan Hunt. I didn't. Sorry, Ethan.
I did text you back.
Yeah, I know you did. I know you did. James Redfield. Yeah, I was close. I was right. Yeah, so we're close there. But yeah, I mean, he's made a whole. He actually sent me a message once saying, "You're having quite an amazing journey, aren't you, Mark?" And I was like, "Yeah, I am."
Yeah, so I mean, then you want to start. Oh, energy, right? So things just come. I mean, it's kind of did a Reiki class, and then I really thought I was going to go into biofeedback after I had, but that's on a computer again. And
but did you have a boom? Most healers. I mean, you're a great healer. Most healers need healing first. Have been through shit.
Oh yeah, I mean that was. I took a year off after the restaurant, and then I actually was supposed to promote this guy from Australia, and we had to cancel it. And then I thought, well, I'll just go in and see his presentation. Well, as soon as he looked at someone, he could read right through them.
Yeah, well, that's what you're like. That's what you're like. That's why
Well,
I'm like, shit,
anyone can learn. It's so easy.
Yeah.
But I mean, but anyways, and I says, whatever that man could do, I'm going to learn. And I signed up for all his training, like, what he was offering at that time, because he came from Australia. And then I went to Australia, and when I was in his office, he got an email from his previous promoter, and she's saying that she's no longer doing this. And maybe Carole, that woman from Lethbridge, she'd be good. She'd be great at it. And I was sitting there. He just looked at me. Yeah, he looked at me and he says, "You're my promoter." And I said, "I don't know how to promote, right?" Even though I'd been promoting blues bands for 14 years and, restaurant. Anyways, it just, yeah. I said, I didn't pick it. It picked me. But it brought me back into my body. And what happened when I took his course is I've always couldn't spell all my life, right? I always say, English is my third language. Body language first, then Starbucks. Not Starbucks anymore, though. Anyways, when it coming, each time we had to write out, about the other person, because we've been reading them for 3 days, and what we saw in their thighs, and any tension and this, and what they can do, and make all the shifts and changes. But I had nothing on my piece of paper, because my soul said, whatever you haven't dealt with, you're going to deal with it now. Yeah. And then, it came closer and closer. And then we have to sit in each couple or whatever, whoever you read, has to sit and read their reports to each other and tell them all their changes. Anyways, then I couldn't put a thing on my piece of paper. And then it was my turn to read last with my person I was reading. I still didn't have anything. And it was like I just burst just like that. It was like 1,000 rubber bands being cut inside of me, because I connected something from grade 2 where I had been wrongfully accused of cheating in a spelling test. Oh, and I'd gotten a strap for it, right?
Being wrongfully accused is, yeah.
And then I hated spelling English ever since then. And I would get, 90s and 100s in biology and chemistry and things I liked. But I'd always get 50R in English. But when that snapped, I went whirling back to that time. And, it's like every shame, guilt, anything builds up, because I would always hide that I couldn't spell. And all the time that I ran my blues bar, never once would I take the stage or even run a staff meeting because I was terrified of public speaking. Now you can't shut me up. I mean, just give me a stage.
I've noticed.
Yeah.
Well,
So I mean,
you're great. You're fantastic at public speaking, and your authenticity and knowledge it's just brilliant.
and you got to bring humor into it. A lot of people think it's all about crying, and
No.
there's humor. There's you finding that diamond in everything within yourself. If every, I've had a lot of parents that have come in, or one of the parents have come and taken the training, and they said, well, I'm not sending my kid to college until they know who they are. That's a waste of money.
Well,
And
that's why I'm trying to get my daughter to go to Costa Rica. But as you're talking, I'm thinking maybe I should organize an event. Maybe I should run a retreat at your place. Because we did talk about this a few years ago, but I used up a lot of points in 2022 when I toured, and the kids still, I don't know if they've forgiven me yet for being away for so long. But yeah, what do you think? Should we do that? Should we talk about that?
Yeah, for sure.
Right. If you guys watching are interested, leave things in the comments. Let us know in the comments, and then me and Carole will have a chat about that. So
yeah, so I was just going to finish that.
Yeah.
We also teach people trigger release points that a person can do on themselves, and we have a lot of therapists, like massage therapists or physiotherapists, that know how to trigger which muscle to release the whole system, what the emotion is behind once you learn how to read, right? Yeah, and then we bring in people from outside in the community, and they get to read at least 2 or 3 people while they're here, because every time you do it, you learn a little more, and it's still under my supervision, or I'm training that we're all learning at the same time, because there's no 2 bodies the same, no 2 faces, even identical twins. You can find something different within them. And I had this really young girl, I was reading her, and she was really she says, I'm hard of hearing, and so I was just, well, I'll just yell a little louder. And so anyways, I got to her ears, and I said, those ears look like an 8 or 9-year-old ears. And she was about 14. And I said, what happened when you were 8? And she burst into tears. And she says, I didn't want to hear my mom and dad fighting.
Yeah.
And so the ears, because she's probably very clairaudio, like you're claircognizant, we talked about that, and so am I. But someone maybe clairaudio, they completely shut that down. That's like when someone's prominent, when they're clairvoyant, a lot of people would shut that part of themselves down because they're told not to. You're supposed to conform, right? So actually the ears and the nose are 2 things that keep growing, and it's almost part of our personality, but it's in the emotional zone of the face. And so they were very small compared to the rest of the face. And actually her ears popped, and she could hear so a lot better, because now we connected the 2. So it's like a circuit gets connected. So now it says the consciousness within us says, oh, I can let it go now, because I've addressed it. At least I've addressed it, right? And so these are all little things. And then that it can be a very beautiful thing if you don't have this energy. Everything's energy, and where the energy is locked up in the body. I don't know the stories, but I can tell them what the issue is in that part of the body, and teach people how to read that way. It's all, like I say, through the chakra system. But you need the corrections, and so many people, I had it out here somewhere, would listen to Louise Hay's, Heal Your Life, even the little book, or some of her, which is really good, but they tell you an affirmation, but it's not telling you how to correct it in the physical body.
Yeah.
And here, getting back to the inner child, is like speaking hear feel words that the body understands. You don't say your gluteus maximus is tight. You say, no, you're a friggin' tight ass. Can't even slide a credit card through that crack. Never mind pinch a penny. And the body gets it, right? It's a hear, feel word. And then you can bring laughter in there because someone's a tight ass. That means they hang on to money and their nostrils are usually tight.
Yeah.
And, or the gambler's nostrils are really big. But
Yeah,
it's
they
more,
are. That's so true. I was thinking of a friend of mine, and I always wondered about his nostrils, and he's a massive gambler. And
well, because we take in our life force through our nose. So it's very loose, the energy, because the more you have, where opposite is tight, and then they're a tight ass. They barely, and usually they're pulling in the tissue when they inhale.
Yeah.
It goes the opposite. Instead of flaring your nostrils, because that's like bellowing the solar plexus, because the nose is the solar plexus. It's how we cook our food. We hold our anger in that part of the body, but we can often see the same thing on the face, right? It's all connected. We're in a holographic universe. And, we can even tell by digits and which are more and more and more and more important, what's coming into the heart or what's giving out, from the right side. So, and this all shows up in the face.
Yeah.
So I can show you a quick PowerPoint if I can share the screen.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the before and after splits. Remember, we did one on you.
Well, I'm just gonna show the viewers something.
You have it?
No, well, this is what I'm going to show them. So, if you go to my website, theMarkAttwoodShow.com, and type in the word Carole with an E, you'll find these videos here, and that was the Galactic Signature video there, which was the one we did a couple of years ago, October 22. That was.
Oh wow!
Was that? Yeah. Wow. Your Galactic Signature. Yeah, and all of these.
Well,
videos...
I know you're a yellow sun. I forget which tone.
Well, yeah, you said that, and you said that about my jumper, and then I've got this yellow hat, and I had a really interesting chat with an amazing woman who's going to be on
my... That's not a hat. That's a crown.
Well, that's the funny thing. Honestly, I wanted to tell you this story because there's an incredible woman coming on my show next week. I'm not going to tell anybody who she is yet, and but when it's like when I met you, I just felt like I'd known you for years, and she rang me from Australia, and she said, "It's so weird. I had a dream, a vision. I got told by spirit, look out for the yellow hat." And then I turned, and then she sent me a picture of 4 different things that had popped up with me, somebody else, and it was all connected to Peru, and then the gold crown in the. Anyway, that's well. You'll learn more about that next week. But I immediately thought of you because of what you said about the yellow. So funny that this yellow just. I don't even consciously think about it.
Is it matching your yellow sweater?
Yeah, this is the same.
Is it? I thought.
Yeah.
Was it a set or something?
Wasn't. I didn't get it as a set because I think that's a bit sad. But I don't know. I'm just drawn to yellow. I wanted to do my front door yellow, but we had a big disagreement about that. So it's going to be blue. But yeah, no. It's honestly, guys,
they should be red. Doors should be red.
Doors should be red.
For in feng shui, yeah. It's drawing. It's base energy. I would Google that definitely.
Oh, I'm gonna look. Thank you for the decorating advice. Red front door.
And it can be like a deep fire engine red, but it's warming coming in too. But it's also warning. It's warm and it's also warning.
Well, people. Good, because a big part of what I'm I don't want anybody coming to I never answer the front door.
Yeah.
But a red front door can symbolize hospitality, safety, and good luck, and has different meanings across cultures. That's the AI overview, which means we have to go and read somewhere else. Doesn't it annoy you that people are quoting AI everywhere? It really bloody annoys me. But anyway, get your PowerPoint now. Share it.
Oh.
See if I think it has to come through to the studio, and then I can pop it up.
Oh, really?
Didn't know we were going to get a PowerPoint today.
Whoa. Can I just copy and paste it in? Is that what?
No, you have to click on the present button, and then it slides in PDFs, I think, at the bottom of StreamYard.
Oh. So
yeah.
What we've got here is actually before and after pictures of someone that has done the training. So the first day they come into the training, we take a picture of them, and then we cut it in half and put 2 right sides together and 2 left sides together. So you can tell that this person is like a sumo wrestler on her left brain functions. Her analytical side is her masculine side is very hard on her feminine sensitive side. So this is this is terrified of this one. So this is how she was living her life. And once she came to really understand how she was treating herself first and foremost, and how analytical she was, and she had avoided her feelings and some really, really deep ones, she fell in love with herself. And this is after the training. It's the same woman. We
Oh
did the
my
same
God.
thing.
That's the same woman.
Yeah, we take a picture again on the last day, and then we cut it in half. These are 2 right sides, and these are 2 left sides. So
That's
this one
amazing.
became this one, and this one became this one. So I have like hundreds of these, of people that have been through our training, but these are the ones I have permission to use.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so here she came
Wow.
in. Yeah, a lot of hair in the side here,
Yeah,
which
yeah. No, I see it. That's
pulled it
amazing.
all in. Yeah, and we opened her right
What's
up.
She's
Her
like,
eyes opened up.
I mean, she's so much better looking.
Oh yeah, but like almost gives you an eye lift because you don't have such a heavy mind.
Yeah.
It's amazing because hair is antennas. So it's picking up our biofield or your aura, whatever you want to call it, the different, etheric body or the mental body. We work with the causal body, and that's the deep emotional side of to bring more consciousness in the flesh. So we're looking at that part. So when she could express everything that's happened to her, this one becomes this one, right? And this is for life, right? And you really start to understand yourself.
That's amazing.
This one, there was a lot of grandfather incest, and
Oh.
look at the pain in her eyes,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and the lips, the mouth are very pursed. I can't speak about it. So when that came out, that deep issue, this one became this one, and her eyes open up, and the smile, and the light that comes back into the eyes. We're always looking at how much light is in the eyes, where these are dull, because she's lit up inside again. And when you let go of what's bogging you down. This one, squirrel, they called her.
Squirrel.
But look at her. I mean, she opened right up.
Wow.
Now she's a yoga instructor in Canada.
What was she before?
Teacher's aide or something. But she also does sound therapy. And she's one of, these are all students of mine, right?
Yeah, yeah.
This one and this one.
That's a big transformation.
Yeah. This one had been gang raped.
What?
When she was, 14 or 15. And look at how she could never express that. And look at her eyes are closed. Here she opens up, right up again. We took out the memory, and we actually I do trigger them out of the body too, the memory. Instead, then you can really let go. This guy became this guy.
Wow.
Now this is about a year and a half in between or more.
Grew his hair. Yeah.
This is when he came in, and this looks like he's in prison, because he was so in his head. I mean, if you shave your head, you're trying to get out of your body, right? You don't want to, you don't like those antennas. It hangs on to thoughts, right?
Well, I was discussing this the other day with my kids about, because I was in the military, I always had short hair. And when I was a kid, I used to shave my head, and then I had short back and sides for life. And then I grew it in the last 2 years for exactly the reasons you said.
Yeah.
But I do often have a morning when I'm like, I think I'll shave my head today. And then I'm like, no, don't do it, man. Don't do it.
Yeah, you're trying to get out of feelings. So I was just going to say this also, it's the changes in the body.
Yeah.
That starts balancing out the face, because you're becoming more in alignment and letting go of the load of emotions, emotional damage, right? And
Yeah.
we don't want to be carrying that baggage around with us. I mean, this is about lightening up on everything. Even if you've got a perfect body, you still have to understand what's going on for yourself. And we need everyone in their power right now to take us through this.
Exactly.
And I mean, but this is really getting downright authentic with our own self.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This one, I mean, this I'm showing because of, this is not a split. What this is, well, it is a split, sorry. What I'm showing here is piercings. If you see, here's a piercing in the middle picture on the right-hand side. So these metal is like an antenna where consciousness goes, energy flows. So her nose was getting bigger and bigger, and this one, the left side, was getting smaller and smaller.
Ah, that's interesting. Yeah.
And
So what do you think about piercings?
well, I would take them out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always saying this to my kids: don't do it. Don't mutilate yourself.
No tattoos. No. What does
God
Trump?
created
Yeah,
God
Trump says
created you
everything.
perfectly,
Exactly.
But then people say to me, well, look at indigenous tribes, look at the bones they put in and the things in the ear, and it's, for me, it's just mutilation.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're following other cultures, really, it's like, I suggest people don't change their names to Wami, Swoomy, Yogi, whatever, because now you're taking on two levels of consciousness, because names mean something. I always have, but like I say all the time, Donald means world leader, John means grace by God, and Trump means to sound the clarion trumpet while you beat to your own drum.
It's amazing.
That's his name, means that.
How much
Anyone can look it up.
how much abuse I get just for even mentioning his name. It's hilarious.
I know.
But
here's the opposite. So this one, she's on the left side. She has a diamond, and this side nothing. And then look at the width on this side.
wow.
So I have one more slide, I think. This was a really young girl, and she says, "Oh, Mom, I'm not going up there, and I'm not taking out my piercings," because the mom sent her to the training, right?
Yeah.
And don't think I'm taking my piercing out. Well, by the third day, all the piercing was gone, and she was seeing what it was doing to her own face. So there's one in the lip. The bottom lip is becoming way bigger than the top lip. That means she can also give plenty of lip. So the bottom lip is coming from the mind. And if someone's very egotistical, you can see it by the bottom lip will be bigger than the top lip, because the top lip is connected to our sensual and sexual energy, because the mouth is the sacral area. It is our genitals. You want to see what someone's genitals look like? So look at their lips. And so, yeah, I mean, these are
Really?
Oh, well, I mean, or they can't express themselves. When there's a bow in the top lip, that's very strong, good intuition. And then if skin hangs down in the middle, that's the clitoris, actually, of the mouth, or clitoris. And we say titillated. And it gets your sexual energies going. That's why when you French kiss, things start to happen. So, so I wanted to show you that. I mean, it's very visual, right?
What's that weird noise in the background?
It's called rain.
Oh, rain. Okay.
Started
People will be typing now. Oh, there's weird noise in the background. Yeah, it's rain.
No, that's music.
Yeah, I love it.
So, do I just stop share? This is different than.
I can do that. Yeah,
Okay.
that is amazing. And so how long does it take to do that? Well, how long is the course?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah, it's.
Why does it take that long?
That would be like 4 years of university.
Oh, look
where
at
they take like half an hour for each class, right? We go straight through. That's 110 hours.
Wow.
Practical training, and you learn this whole manual. I mean, if people are really interested, I mean, everything is here. Libraries, what people look like. I mean,
I think I want to do this, Carole.
Well, it's the base to all body language.
I think I want to do it. I mean, and the other thing is, I said I want my daughter to learn it, and you said it's just a great skill because you could go any beach in the world and charge people. How much do you charge people to do a face reading?
Well, depends where you are. We would charge $20 for 10 minutes.
20. So you could do like 6 an hour. Yeah, I mean that's a great gig for a kid, isn't it? Go and do that on a face reading on a beach.
Everybody wants to have their face read. So I mean, it's not like, and you're 99% right, because structure equals performance. You can't lie. Someone with a bulbous nose, or soft, they're not hard nosed. And green eyes mean something, blue eyes mean something, brown eyes mean something. So, you just tell them what you see, right?
So you train people over 2 weeks, but then, so they learn how to do it, but they also go through their own transformation because you have to take them through it themselves. And that's why you get that before and after thing going on.
Yeah, I mean, they're learning it. So when you learn it, you embody it. If someone just tells you what it is, yes, you can make some corrections, but it isn't as deep. When you sit down and you learn from other people's experiences. So there's every shape and size in the class, and each body we learn so much from.
We don't have to get naked in front of each other, do we?
No, you wear a bathing suit, or we have to see the flesh. And I mean, but it's about getting raw and real with ourselves. Yeah, maybe there's stretch marks, or maybe you've got a little this or that, but maybe it just takes a little bit of holding your belly up and start strengthening some inner muscles. And it doesn't have to be a lot, but it's your life. It's not just another modality to do on someone else. Giving. This is about giving ourselves first. And the people that, I'm not a healer, I'm a holer. So we plug the holes where people walk around like Swiss cheese with insecurities, low self-esteem, low self-love, and no confidence, low confidence. So we want to get, why did that start? Where did that start? And how did it start? And how are we seeing that in the physical body? And they're learning it.
Well, I think I'm ready for this because I'm pretty good at this, right? Because I've employed so many people. One of my favorite tricks as an employer years ago was I'd get them to come into the office, and I'd say, well, how's things going? And they go, my favorite one is go, no, yeah, it's great. And I go, you just said no. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. Because I'm really good at spotting the words, and I'm pretty good with the faces, but I know I'm not an expert. And I think it's such a useful thing, especially with the healing center and the people that I'm seeing and stuff like that, because like you just see straight through everybody, don't you? Which makes people nervous around you as well, which is also funny.
Well, it could, but I mean, there's two ways I get is either people don't look at me or they lean right in. What does my face say? So
I think that's what I did.
Yeah.
Go on. And I loved all the punishment you gave me. It was great because I just genuinely wanted.
Hey, wait till we get you on a table in emotional anatomy days. Then we do trigger release therapy. So.
Oh, sweet Lord! Really?
I just sharpened my elbows,
Oh,
so
no, I'm up for that. I'm up for it. I'll put myself through anything. I will put my. That's why this show's called Adventures in a Cosmic Flute, because I'm the test. That's why I did the rapé on stage with you, because I'm the crash test dummy.
There you go. Well, as we think, so we become. I mean, our thoughts because we understand that they didn't put the secret in the secret, because the secret is feelings.
Yeah, well, I said this years ago.
But if our feelings are locked up, the energy isn't flowing, and that's where we have to let go of that baggage from the past. And it's so hard to see our own shit, put it that way, And when people's insecurities come out, I mean, I could tell as soon as they put their thumb in, they're on stage, young girls, a lot of them do that. So their will isn't out there. So a baby sucks their thumb. That's an insecurity. But then adult does this. And so much of body language, even if someone's touching a certain part of the finger, I know what they're trying to rub, what's happening. But when you learn all these things, I mean,
you must be very hard to go on a date with.
That's why I don't date. I can see all their shit. Be careful. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you witnessed my daughter get on stage. I don't mention her name or anything, but I was really proud of her because waiting for those words to come into her mouth, and she did it on stage, and I was like really proud. She won't let me share it though.
I know, I saw that. I went on to Michelle's, and then it goes to there. So that's. Hey, she spoke her mind. She doesn't want that. That's fine.
Well, I think it's so important for the kids because I just want them to have confidence and and not be afraid to speak. And we really need the young people to be not afraid to speak. Yeah. But being authentic as well. And so many of them are brainwashed. The ones that seem to have the confidence are the ones that are all the left-wing nutters who dyed their hair blue and lie in front of the cars for all that kind of shite. And then they throw things at you. And yeah, it's crazy. I mean, that woman you met in the street in Ireland, she got done in court because she was throwing things in people's faces, it's assault.
Oh, wow.
And I'm the fascist. What?
Yeah, I lost my train of thought. It was important.
You're allowed.
Yeah.
But that thing, what you said about The Secret, I mean, back to when I employed people, I gave them all a copy of The Secret, the book and the DVD. I bought one for everybody. And then I got all the managers to come to my house, and I taught them through, and I showed them. I remember I had a huge house that was like an old schoolhouse with a paddock out the back and stables and everything. And I put them in. I had this big room that I used as an office, but it was also a good training room. I could fit quite a lot of people in. So I had them there, big cinema screen, and I'd play them The Secret. And then I played them. Do you remember that film Thrive? Did you ever see that?
With
Foster Gamble.
Yeah, with what's his name?
Foster Gamble from
the guy, the Troidalfield.
Nassim Harriman.
Yes. Didn't I send you his contact or something?
Did you?
It you that was?
Have you got his contact? I'd love to speak to him.
Well, I was in Hawaii with him back in 2004, maybe. He was part of the swim team. Like, we were swimming with the dolphins, and I was with a friend. I was her assistant at Swim with the Dolphins, right? And he was there as one of the swimmers because they would bring in people that would swim that maybe aren't such good swimmers. But I don't think you can do that in Kalakapua Bay anymore. We were on the Big Island.
Yeah, but I make them watch these. Well, I kind of did make them. I forced them to watch these films, and that's when I realized, because I've always been a good manifester since I was a little kid, and because I'm so passionate, if I want something, it's already there. I've already done it, and it happens. But I realized that not a lot of people have got that skill, so I gave them The Secret, and I remember one of my managers. He had he put the pictures up behind his desk of the fast car and the big house and everything. And then he said, "Oh, this is rubbish. It doesn't work." And I was like, "That's because you don't believe it." And I realized the Secret was basically a reworking of Think and Grow Rich, which is, and when you read into the story of Think and Grow Rich with Napoleon Hill, he was commissioned by Andrew Carnegie to write that book, and Carnegie took out chapters very similar to the Council of Nicaea, taking the books out of the Bible, and the most important chapters for me, or the thing that I assume is missing, is that you got to truly feel it in the gut. You've got to believe it right in the gut, and when you believe it, you're unstoppable. And so it was interesting that you brought that up as well, because I came to the same conclusion.
We come into we're an electromagnetic field, so that is bringing more of the magnet in, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's our magnetic side that we need to increase.
Magnets are the key.
Well, That's the grounding part. But so many people live in their heads.
I know.
They walk through life as, in their mind, and aren't even that aware of what's going on around them at all levels. I mean, that's what the ascension process is to open up our consciousness to a higher level and all the possibilities. And, that's a step up each time. And, like we have to clear the body, because otherwise it would be like there can be so much energy coming in now that it would be like plugging your blow dryer into the Hoover Dam. So that's why we have to have these step ups in small increments, not just blast everyone open. We'll all blow apart probably. And that's the kind of energy that's coming in right now.
Yeah, it's true. It is. It's amazing.
But you want the vessel to be able to handle that light and that frequency, because we are all just sound and color. And, they're saying not to take methylene blue now. Well, I mean, take it even more now, like.
Well, what do you mean about the methylene blue?
Well, because then you're lighting up the red and blue circuits within the Kundalini or the Sushumna. This is the Ida and Pingala, that the two snakes, if you want to call it. Your cooling is the blue and your red is the fire, right? And when it balances in the chakras, and the Sushumna connects or opens and allows the life force, which is the Kundalini of Mother Earth, to connect and connect with the light source. And even, I tell people, don't bow your head in prayer because you've lost your crown. Keep your head high.
They want that. Yeah. See,
I don't know if you saw it, Lewis, at the governor's debate. He kept, like, when that prayer, he didn't bow his head once. I was so proud of him.
I never did in church when I was a kid. Yeah. I refused to. Interesting. Even as a kid, I knew.
Well, even closing eyes, I mean, then you're going into yourself, but maybe blocking out how we can daydream too. not go into the darkness. Well, I guess the darkness, you plant new seeds, but whatever. I keep my eyes open and my crown high. And we say, don't even bow for God, because you are God. So you don't have to bow to yourself. Just keep your head high. But it's got to be, the posture has to be correct.
Yeah.
Not busting their back to please other people or burying their neck, within themselves. It's all got to come into alignment, but it takes training. I mean, just like a sport, I mean, you're using this physical body, but this is your channel of your divinity and what we're going through, and activating ourselves more and more. And people will spend, 40, 50,000 on a vehicle, but they won't spend any, they think taking care of himself is just going for a massage or something. But, like using machines like you have is all wonderful. They're all adding on to, we need all of it.
They're bridges. They're bridges.
Yeah, but it's also, it's like going to the chiropractor because everything's a pain in the neck and they haven't dealt with the pain in the neck. And so they go and they get fixed, but they go back out there they haven't corrected their posture. So when you come back into alignment, all those therapies are 100 times more powerful because you're an open channel, and then you become higher and higher, not just fix yourself. You want to elevate yourself, whether it's keeping the lymphatics moving or getting into the red light therapy or the blue light therapy beds. This is all part of it. But if you're an open channel, plus then our consciousness can open because we're not bogged down, right, with the physical thing, right, which is the very base to anything, is this body. You have no body else.
Yeah, I mean, this should be taught in school, shouldn't it?
Yeah, because it builds up, like I say, self-esteem, self-confidence, self-worth, self-love, and self-awareness in everything we do. Very careful how every step in the world is to take a conscious step, and it's learning to breathe consciously, especially when something's coming at us. I mean, there's a lot of stand back, and you got to open up those diaphragm. People are leaving it. They'll keep their cages locked in, but the heart is not a pump.
No.
It's a valve. How much are you going to let in and out in your point of balance with other things maybe misaligned, and you're still protecting, so you're not allowing it to come through. So as soon as you learn to breathe with the diaphragm, it becomes the pump, and the heart can now be a valve because it doesn't have to pump. It takes all the pressure off the heart. And people are, they're not breathing properly, or they weren't even outside, or you put on the friggin' mask,
What does a guy do?
Yeah.
I saw somebody in a mask the other day. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. Anyway, it's been great to chat to you. I'm going to chat to you off air to see if I can organize something with you. And you guys watching, check the links below the video as usual, because there might be something very interesting there.
My next 2-week training is February 13th to the 26th.
Okay.
In 2026, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, yes, we'll have a chat about that. I was just wondering, before we go, are you able to show us your surroundings? Are you like on a balcony with? I'm imagining there's jungle in front of you. Welcome to Carole's boobs, everybody.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Look at this. Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. Yeah. That is gorgeous.
You can see it's raining. I'm looking into the light there, probably.
I can hear motorbikes.
Yeah, that's why I have these headphones on. Got lots of crystals and shells, and all of these rods are copper rods, my cloud busters.
They're not doing a very good job at the moment, then.
No, we need rain because we planted all that sod yesterday in the garden, so we want rain. I'll actually I moved the weather, but I want a certain amount of rain because of the new grass. So
yeah, rain's good. I love rain. Brilliant. Great chat to you. Thanks everybody for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, all of that. I tried to read all of the comments. Don't always reply to all of them, but I tried to read all of them. Even the bad ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not live.
No, we're not live, because if we were live,
right.
people would have been sat there for half an hour waiting for you to get that PowerPoint up. Thanks a lot, Carole. See you later. See you, everybody.